record on this computer. And aloha and welcome everyone to our Thursday health talk on genomics and actually activating our bodies. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody that I can. And Maile, can I make you a co-host, babe? And then that way we can, oops, sorry, babe. We can have you be in charge of the muting.
Hikino.
Hikino. Kalamai, give me 1 second. Maile Ginger. Okay, wonderful. Yep. And okay, and welcome everyone. Again, it's Kamaile. We do a Thursday wellness call in and around nutrigenomics and actually activating. And usually every week I go over why supplementation with not only our nutrition that we're bringing into our bodies through our diet, but also things that we supplement with, I had a plethora of, as well as most of all of you do, have a plethora of supplements that we have in our medicine cabinet as well as, our health cabinet. And so we're going to show you how this is really a huge, huge, huge tool for us to really look into so that we can actually get ahead of our health and really stay healthy for longer. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hi, Michael. I'm glad you made it. Okay, let's see here. And my Melody, I just love seeing your face. All right, well, this is literally one of my favorite quotes, and it is, let's build wellness rather than treating disease. And I have been really, let's just do, oh, that's okay. I've been really actually saying this pretty much all my life. So I have been personally in the health and wellness industry for almost 20 years now. As a Hawaiian health practitioner, I learned Lomi Lomi. From that inception of really understanding and knowing the body and all that it does through the art of massage and really understanding, I just really dove into other aspects of health like epigenetics that we're going to be talking about today, diet and nutrition. I'm in a functional medicine class to become a counselor in functional medicine. I mean, you name it, diving down this rabbit hole of health has really captured my attention for majority of my life. And so when I came across this information, you'll soon understand why I was super excited about the power of activating our bodies. So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to actually be talking about health span. So when we are able to actually really focus in on our health span, we are looking at hopefully increasing our lifespan. That's our ultimate goal, right? So we're going to be looking at lifestyle today. So what we're eating, if we're, exercising enough, exercising too little, what our environment looks like. My friend Michael, who's on the call right now, we had a really good discussion about, it's not only our outside environment, but what we do on the inside that really uplifts us when we are actually, when we go home, is our outer environment, really lifting our spirit and supporting our ultimate health goals. And that's hugely important. Another point that I like to bring out when we're talking about environment is, are we really truly eating locally enough? Are we truly really connecting with our aina, with our land, with the foods that breathe and drink the same air and water that we do? Because that's hugely important to our microbiome. And ultimately, what we are looking at all of this for when we're talking about nutrigenomics is we want to affect our genetics. We do not want to be prisoner, if you will, to the gene, the genetic dispositions that we thought that were coming at us. And we'll soon, expose how that is actually possible. And so I'm super excited. So I want to point out here, like I said earlier, is that why our diets and the supplements we take, it's just not enough, guys. So let's dive into that. So as I'm going to see if I can minimize that. Oops, no. As a functional nutrition coach and, just somebody who likes to really help people through their journey of wellness, I really like to bring people to help to understand that consuming foods that are rich in proteins and amino acids, definitely ones that are high in antioxidants, and that's what's going to be the focus of our attention today. Cruciferous foods, we're talking about kale, our broccoli, our leafy greens, those that are rich in sulfur-rich foods. These are all going to help to boost what we're going to be talking about today, which is our cell signaling pathways, and in particular our NRF2 pathways. But like I said, can we eat enough? So it's been known in the health world that antioxidants have been really studied, have been looked at, for anywhere from blueberries to kale to, enough vitamin C, especially during this time of COVID, and, all of the things that have been coming to us, worldwide in this pandemic. Is taking in these antioxidants enough? Well, we know that antioxidants are super important in our ability to actually boost our immune system, but we're going to talk about how that looks. So I like this little ratio here. Did you know that it would take 11 pounds of blueberries to eat every day, 120 oranges to eat every day? I like this part, 80 glasses of red wine, to get the amount of antioxidants that we would need to actually combat the sextillion amount of free radicals that are mispaired oxygen molecules, basically, that attack our cells to really create this fire, this blazing fire, as you note here. So we like to say that it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. If you're going to eat, have an antioxidant, through your nutrition, you're actually just canceling out one free radical. It's like putting a Dixie cup on this fire, guys. So we would have to, like I said, consume so much in order to actually get ahead of what is combating us on a daily. So today we're going to talk about supplementation versus activation, and this is the exciting part. So let's dive into it. So as I had mentioned before, epigenetics really tells us that 90% of our genetic code can be actually changed through the choices we make. So I love this part about studying the mind, body, heart, our genes, and how it's really all connected, and how we can make choices such as meditation. We're talking about diet and nutrition today, environmental factors that we mentioned, ways to de-stress, which is huge when you're talking about sleep quality. That's something that is studied and professed across the board. But I love this part as well, that our relationships and the community that we build also have a direct effect on actually changing our immune system, upping that immune system so that we can combat things. And it also is changing our genetic expression. So again, we're able to biohack. So Miley said that she was missing my son coming in, so here he is, but mommy's teaching right now, so I'll be with you in a little bit, okay?
Look at it.
I know, sorry. All right, so biohacking is a word that I certainly definitely did not here, thank you. I did not resonate with, coming from a Hawaiian healing background, somebody who grows my own herbs. And so when I really understood the power of the word biohacking, truly just meant that we're taking control of our genetic expression. We're taking control by doing some of these things on the right here of our healthy expression. I realized that I've been a biohacker probably all my life, because I've been, trying to make choices that are healthier, one step in front of the other, right? So what are we doing? We're biohacking with nutrigenomics, and that's what we're going to be sharing today. So nutrigenomics is really amazing. It's actually kind of, it definitely is at the forefront of getting in front of our health in today's age. And really what it is we're taking everybody can mute themselves, or if Miley, can you catch that, please? If we're taking the scientific study of the effects of nutrients and natural compounds and seeing how they actually affect our genetic expression, like we've been saying. So when I found out about the synergy, so that's the key word here, of all natural herbs coming together and blended to actually activate our cell signaling pathways, as we're going to go into, to boost our immunity, I was floored. So I honestly, when I first went to go and listen to one of these presentations, my arms were crossed. I was like, there is no way that you are going to tell me anything. I grow my own herbs. I actually pound my own medicine. If I don't do it myself, then I have a whole valley that I go to and I go and pick my own fresh. I have supplements that I truly trust and researched for years to make sure that they are the best quality that are in my cupboard. I was taking 4 out of 5 of these herbs and I was not seeing the results fast enough, considering that I was coming out of a very malnutrition, place in my life of weaning off my son at 3.5 years of breastfeeding. I was, we were depleted in the financial sector, so all of the good food, quote unquote, went to baby. And so I was really searching for something that was going to change really my all states of my being, my emotional being, my physical being, my energy, my mood. So when, again, the synergistically blended herbs came together, I realized, wow, we have something huge. So who are we? I love and I'm so proud to stand behind this company and lock arms with all of these people that invited you to this call. We are LifeVantage and we're at the forefront of nutrigenomics, and that's what we're talking about today. So we take biohacking extremely seriously, and these are the array of products that we offer on a daily. We look at biohacking from all sense of not only, we're going to be talking about this anti-aging trifecta because everybody's, definitely keyed into living longer, healthier lives. But we definitely look at our gut health, our microbiome as a huge important factor in our health. We look at, we actually take that whole concept into our weight management system and attack it by actually getting our gut health in check. We do nootropics, which is for the brain. Brain health is so important, especially with all of the overstimulation that we have. And then of course our skin is our largest organ. So both our hair and our face and body products really take this science that we're gonna go into and apply it to our largest organ, and therefore reducing amount of toxins. And of course, our family is oftentimes includes our pets, and anywhere from equine to kitty cats to dogs, anything that breathes oxygen can really benefit from reducing their oxidative stress. So today we're going to really hone in on this tri-synergizer. We're going to go into the 3 theories of aging, and we're going to be looking at how we can actually up our cellular health to live longer and healthier lives. So what this does is we call our NRF2, we call that our little yellow pill. So if this little yellow dot, if you will, if you look how it actually is a cell signaling pathway, what it does is it goes to the cell, it actually rings the doorbell, if you will. The cell recognizes it because of that pathway, turns on the light switch, is able to tell our bodies to make the antioxidants at millions per second. Remember what we talked about earlier, 1-to-1 ratio? No, guys, this is telling each and every cell to produce millions per second, just like we did when we were younger. So that's why, when we were little kids, we were able to actually bounce back from things a lot faster. And this is where this technology is taking us, is actually back to the place where before we were started to age at the age of 20. So this is our Protandim, and look at all these beautiful natural ingredients. We have turmeric, or I call it olena here in Hawaii, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha root. And together, again, it's that synergistic blend that is actually patented, that in our product for Protandim, that actually increases our glutathione by 300%. It increases our catalase and our superoxide dismutase. These are all powerful antioxidants that help us to really combat anything that is coming at us. So we see on average that we reduce our oxidative stress, and we're going to go into that visually in a second here, by 40% within 30 days. That is unheard of. It's amazing. So I'd love to just point this out. It helps to regulate and so what this does is regulates and upregulates and downregulates, because it's an all-natural product, over 500 survival genes. So helps the body to repair and rejuvenate, slows down the aging process by boosting those antioxidants that we can, that we see, and again, just lowers our overall oxidative stress within 30 days by 40%. It's huge. So let's look at oxidative stress. Most of us did not know when we came into learning about this product what was oxidative stress. We had no idea. So learning about it is really key. So it's, like we said, it's an imbalance between the production of free radicals and our body's ability to actually neutralize or detoxify those harmful effects of the free radicals that are attacking our cells. So if we look at it in relationship to this nice clean apple here, we put it on the counter for a couple of days, or actually a couple of hours if you cut it in half. You realize that the oxygen starts to hit it, it starts to turn brown. This is the natural process of oxidation. This is what's actually happening at our cellular level in our bodies. So when we can actually help not to get in this last column here where you're getting a decay, either it's splitting off and causing things like cancer, or actually just dying off and causing, having those things show up cognitively, like Alzheimer's and different ailments that pertain to the brain. We want to actually help to reduce that stress that's going on and return our cells back to that normal healthy cell, and that's what we're doing. I'm so excited. So we know after researching, and you can do your own research, don't believe us for it, you can go to pubmed.gov, pubmed.gov, and you can research any of these. Over 250 illnesses and diseases you can see. Type in oxidative stress and celiac disease, oxidative stress and fibromyalgia, Lyme disease, autism. You'll see that oxidative stress is actually at the core or at the root of a lot of these illnesses and diseases, causing so many symptoms to come up for us. Ones that you just think that are just, oh, that just happens. I have gout, I have dermatitis. No. If we can reduce that oxidative stress, we're better equipped to actually reduce a lot of the symptoms that fall into line, with these illnesses and diseases that we're seeing. These are some of the people that actually did the research for it to actually get published on PubMed.gov. So we have American Heart Association, Texas Tech, John Hopkins, you name it. They independently did studies. They had to actually submit it to another group of doctors that had to concur with those studies in order for it to get published. And this is the National Institute of Health. So this is where doctors go to actually look for research to say, okay, this is valid, this can work with my client, this can't. And you can do that research alone on our Protandim NRF2 product. I love pointing this slide out is that the Washington State University in one of their published articles said that NRF2 activation is potentially the most extraordinary and therapeutic preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So we, coming from Dr. McCord, who started the journey of actually, bringing this to light with his team of doctors, we really realized what we had the power of, and we are the only all-natural supplement that actually can activate our NRF2 pathway. Absolutely amazing. I love to point this out that I talked about glutathione being raised by 300%. And one of the reasons why it's so important, it's a key antioxidant and anti-aging factor in our bodies that can't be, even though they sell it to us on the shelves, or, I know that IVs are important, we only can get a small, minute, if any, of that actually for our body to try and assimilate it into our natural beings. But what our product does is it actually boosts our own body's ability to produce this glutathione, is a byproduct of actually turning on our cells in that pathway. And one of the reasons why glutathione is so important, and it's really important to take a look at right now too, because of all of the pandemic that we're dealing with, is it removes heavy metals and free radicals from the body. It reduces our antioxidants for reuse, which is Huge. It controls the inflammation, which we know, again, is at the root of most of our aches and pains. It contains cancer-fighting properties, and ultimately it supports our immune system. I love this quote as well. Dr. Brimhall, who is a part of 2,000 or more medical professionals that joined LifeVantage because they knew the power of what we have, is saying we are no longer supplementing our deficiencies. We're no longer chasing our tails. We are literally activating our pathways to control the aging and healing processes. This is huge, guys, and we are so fortunate that you jumped on to just listen, to be open-hearted and open-minded to something that is really still kind of new and at the forefront. So that was number one, a theory of aging. We're going to talk about real quickly number two, and that's activating our NRF1 pathway. So similar to what we talked about with NRF2, this is another pathway that we find in our body. We have over, I think it's 4,000 or 400,000, I can't remember the exact number, of pathways in our cells. And when we can activate these, we are really staying on top of our health. Again, all natural ingredients. This to me is really huge because what it does, it really supports our mitochondria. And so mitochondria, I think I put it in the next slide. Yes, I did. Woo, this is a fun new slide. Mitochondria is actually the powerhouse of our cells. It produces up to 95% of our body's energy. And so what it does is when we can actually lift that vibration, if you will, or of that resonancy of that of the mitochondria, we are actually finding that we have better sleep, we have better energy throughout the day, we have less, it supports our mind and our mood, so many different things. So this is a huge breakthrough that we came and announced, I believe in 2016, if you will. And again, staying in front of our health is so important. So love that we are taking care of the core of our cells with upping mitochondria production so we don't get to mitochondria dysfunction. And our last one here on the bottom right is NAD. NAD is, let me make sure no one's texting me. Okay, NAD is so fun and it's so new and it's so amazing at what it does. So let's take a look at that. Again, all natural ingredients that we have here. So what I'd like to share about NAD is doctors and researchers, Dr. David Sinclair in particular, actually has been doing number of years of research on this product, or excuse me, on this molecule. And it's found to just do its little job in the cell on a normal basis. But when he started studying not only intermittent fasting, but actually larger intermittent fasting, caloric restriction, I'm talking like 500 to 800 calories for long periods of time, that's daily. That just sounds miserable to me. But when he studied the effects, he and his team discovered that NAD starts to kick in and actually feed what we now know as the family of sirtuins. Now, sirtuins are actually known as the guardian angel or the CEO of our cells, and they can actually go into the cell. How's this? I love this science. Go into the cell, unravel a strand of DNA, fix what's wrong, put it all back together, put the cell intact, and then vacuum out the outside of the cell, if you will. And that whole process is called autophagy. It is absolutely amazing. So talk about regenerating the cell, really improving our cell's ability to function at its best. And he claims that he wants to live to 120 in the body and mind of a 50, 60-year-old. He has already proven that he has turned back the hands of time by at least 10 years due to extensive testing that he's able to do in his lab at Harvard. So it's absolutely amazing. What I love as a mom, and especially during this time of COVID, is right here in this middle here, it supports positive mood and motivation. So everybody's got to be taking their NAD. But I also love that we have some professional athletes that have been on this product and swear by it. Get the testimony by some of our athletes. It's absolutely amazing, by the person that invited you. And they are finding that their recovery time, their, you know, not only that, but their performance is just heightened by huge amounts. So I'm really proud to say that we are the only product on the market right now that is actually upping our sirtuin activity by 100% within 24 hours. That is unheard of. And I'm again very excited to share about that. So at the end of the day, this is basically what we're doing. We're aiding our bodies with activation and through you know, cellular health here. We are looking at antioxidants and neutralizing those free radicals. We're boosting our immune systems and we're detoxifying. And all together, we're really helping our cells to really perform at our best. What does that mean at the end of the day for you and I? Hopefully less inflammation, hopefully better you know, brain cognitive brain function. I find, you know, that especially even with my Axio and the nootropics, that in the middle of the day, I just boost my brain with a little NRF2 drink that we have, that Axio, and boom, I'm ready to go and, you know, take on the energy of my 4.5-year-old. So, because this is what I like to say, honestly, at the end of the day, no matter how many riches we have, no matter how many, you know, things that we have, you know, in and around our world, what we truly hold on to is the memories that we, you know, create with our loved ones. And when we can create those in health and with health, it's so much more powerful than to just remember all of those times where I had to go to the hospital at this time, or you know, I had to go to, you know, treatment this, you know, many times. And you know, I'm personally dealing with that with my mom, you know, right now. And I'm like, Mom, you're on it. I call her every day. Are you on your NF2? Yes, I am. So are you on your NF1? Yes, she is. And that helps really to get her through that transitional time while she's going through some treatment. So how do we get started? This is a beautiful way of doing it. So you can subscribe and save. And we look at $127.99 a month. And I know that times are tough right now, especially with, you know, so many uncertainties in our life. But let's break this down into a daily. It's $4.17 per day, guys. And that means that you're hopefully not spending as much money, you know, buying little things here and there on the road. You're actually eating more at home, spending less money at the grocery bill. Let's hope here in Hawaii or anywhere you are in the country for that matter. You know, this is really the time that we can really truly invest back into our health, because it's so worth it. There's testimonies on the wide that really truly you can get back to the person again that invited you, and you know, we can share time after time after time how many times people's lives have been changed for the better, for the long haul. If you're not only looking to do this for yourself, this is certainly a way that I love to encourage people to invest, and it's bundling and saving. We have different packs that you can do that can help to support not only you, but also support your family, even to the fact where you're supporting your whole system and including your pets. So we have packs anywhere from $3.50 to $12.50. You save up to 30% when you're bundling and saving. So this is something that we truly want to do. Included in that, we have found as a whole that our company finds that sharing our story like this and in different ways like this is really truly the way to affect people's lives. And we find that over 60% of our customers want to actually share even more. So we include a starter pack for you to have little samples that you can give out to family and friends as well. And it also puts you in a position of actually making, you know, a little commission off of that, or a big commission if that's what you choose to do. Our company is constantly rapidly expanding. We're in almost 2 dozen, excuse me, countries worldwide. This is super powerful. If you go back to that Washington State University, this biohacking movement is no joke. It is literally at the forefront of our health and really catering to all of our needs. Because the one thing that I can't tell you we're going to treat anything. I can't tell you we're going to mitigate anything. I can't tell you that you're going to get better. But what I can tell you is that you are going to reduce your oxidative stress by 40% within 30 days. Your mitochondria is going to get boosted. and that ultimately you're just, if you give it at least 1 month for every 10 years that you've been alive, you can really truly start to see the benefits in so many different ways. Oh, that's what I was going to say, was that because it works uniquely with your body, I can't tell you what it's going to do within your body at all, because it upregulates and downregulates based on your unique expression and your genetic expression. So gosh, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing to know that we have the possibility and the science to truly not be crippled, like I said earlier, by what was possibly coming at us. I know that, friends and family have ALS coming at us, dementia, cancer, breast cancer, you name it. If we could have a way to make a choice now, let me ask you, would you put in that time and effort to at least give it a try? And that's all we're doing is we're just sharing today. So I usually love to open this up for question and answer. We're doing pretty well on time. It's only a couple minutes after. So if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. And I would love, oh, yay. Sorry, I'm only seeing the group chat right now, so I don't know if you can see this. So, but yeah, does anybody have any questions for me? Or, oh, Melody says she loves NAD. Yes, would be amazing to see more videos of the production facilities. Oh yes, I absolutely love that part. So, a lot of us from Hawaii are extremely picky about and have done our due diligence in the way that our company actually, gets this from both other countries, but also from, we actually source from different countries, which if they're not organically certified, they are really scrutinized so that we are actually getting the best products. We work very closely with the small farms and families, that are farming for us. They go through a process of actually getting scrutinized for heavy metals when they come into the country. Then we go through a whole production right here in the US, in Utah, where it also goes through a huge scrutiny. We have, I know that we have BSCG approvals. We have NSB. I forget those. I can only hold so much information in my head, but we do have seals of approval for really good quality products. So that was definitely something that we, rigorous testing, as Julie is saying. And I want to say that, Julie, if you want to speak up, I thought, NSF, thank you, that if any of you want to speak to any of that, I know that that was important to you as well. So, and if not, we can definitely tap out. We do have a call tomorrow morning at 8:30 on Friday, Hawaii time. So please do the math and the translation for your particular time zone. And you get a chance to actually kind of listen to some of this again, but a little bit more about the background of the company, as well as our really dear friend, Daisy Shane Goodwin. She was a pro athlete as well, and in the surfing industry. And she has really found this to be a huge game changer in her life for the last 7 years. And she shares her story in literally 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes tops, every Friday morning. So please jump on that call, get back to the person that, that invited you. And yes.
Alexa, off.
Oh, is that Polly Jean? Hi. All right, everyone. Well, thank you again for joining the call. I'll definitely share the recording if you need to listen to it again. And I just really appreciate your time. And once again, if anybody has any questions, I'm here. So, oh, thank you. Mahalo nui. And aloha no.